Hey guys, this is Actual and Ix with Rollout Reviews, bringing you another LBX review. This time it is Danball Senki Wars, Gunther Yzelphar. Now this unit is from the virtual country of Rossius, who are pretty much the main antagonists of the series for the first part. However, in reality, they just are an enemy country to Genok. Gunther Yzelphar here is the main unit from that country. Let's take a look at the instructions really quick here. This is a model kit, you do have to build it, but it's targeted towards a younger audience, so it's very easy to do. Very bright pieces, and the manual here is very straightforward, easy to follow, full color. Very nice. On the front here, we can see some nice painted up pictures. This is built by a professional modeler, so you're probably not going to get something that looks this good straight out of the box. A lot of details are missing on this guy that should be here. To be accurate to the show model, there is his owner, Muraku, there, and on the back we have a little comic there. But overall, looks pretty cool. So, let's take a look at the LBX itself in further detail. Now, Gunther Yzelphar has a brawler frame, very similar to Dot Phaser. However, it's also an upgraded Gunther, or Gunther, which are the cannon fodder units of Rossius, with the skirt around the waist and a very different looking head. First off, let's take a look at the weapons. Gunther Yzelphar does not have a multi-gimmick sack. However, he does have armaments. The first of these being the Ballet Edge. Very simple, just two pieces and a couple little stickers here. It's sort of a defender or bowie knife weapon, but this is a case where paint would do it wonders. The blade here is supposed to be gold, but oh well, very, very simple weapon. It does have the same handle as all of the other weapons, and since all LBXs pretty much have the same hands, they could all hold this. The second weapon is, very strikingly, the Ballet Ole Sword. Just that little bit of orange plastic really makes this stand out. It has some little slits here to show off more of that, and a very cool shape. Again, two little stickers, and the same handle. Here's just a comparison of the two weapons, so you can see just how long it is. Pretty simple weapons, but very cool nevertheless. Now, Gunther Yzelphar itself. Let's take a look at the stickers all the way around. All of the gold is stickers on the hat, little crests here, the collar, and on the wrist guards. Which, what are you going to do? There is no gold plastic on this at all, unfortunately, but I can kind of see why they did it. Very thin details are generally done with stickers. Really cool looking head unit. Sort of looks like a hat of some sort. The eyes there, they actually have silver stickers behind it, but I don't really see the purpose of that. It doesn't really add a whole lot. There are supposed to be some purple stickers on the side of the head that match this sort of darker purple color. I did not apply those. One, the head just doesn't really have enough give to keep those out of the way, and two, I just don't like the idea of stickers on stickers. The collar here would sort of rub up against those stickers, and I don't like that idea. But it does have sort of this little logo there, which is seen pretty much all throughout this guy. Now, these stickers on the wrists, I actually screwed up. I didn't pay attention and put them on the upper section instead of the lower section, so they are a little bit scuffed up, but after taking some tweezers, peeling those off and putting them back on the right way, they do fit pretty well. Haven't had any problems with those since. The chest, I feel, could use some stickers, or at least been executed differently, because while the translucent orange looks nice, it's actually not accurate. The little circle bits should be brown, like this color here, and then only the center of the little circles should be orange. You can see there's some little stickers in the thrusters back here, which look really nice, and if they did that kind of thing on the chest and instead molded this piece in this brown color, I think it would be a lot more accurate, but I digress. I guess as a toy, it still looks cool. Again, on the back here, some details should be brown, and especially down here on the skirt, there should be some dark purple there and some gold. Could have been easily done with stickers, but I guess they just decided not to do that. Oh well. It's got this backpack on the, well, back here. Unfortunately, it does not come off, which means this guy is not compatible with all of the other multi-gimmick sacks of the other LBX units, so a little bit less customization there. However, the chest still comes off of the waist, and you can swap that out. Similarly, the arms also pop out, so you can swap those as well. I find that the lower section of the arm sort of slides off of this pretty easily, but that could just be on mine. Articulation with this guy, the head surprisingly has a lot of give, goes forward and back a little bit like this, doesn't really go up and down very far just because of the way it's shaped, goes side to side a little bit, not as much movement as it could have, but considering the design of the helmet, it doesn't really matter. The arms, they go forward and back, and in and out pretty far. I'm surprised by the amount of movement in these arms, given the big shoulder pads. They do bend at the elbow, a little less than 90 degrees, but the ball joint in the wrist doesn't give as much movement as I would hope, just because of the wrist guard. The waist rotates, but just a rotation, pretty standard, and the backpack has little ball joints on these thrusters, ball joints up on these fins, and a little hinge here. You can move these really however you want. You can kind of get this look if you want, but they don't really move a whole lot in the show, so oh well. I just kind of leave them like this most of the time. Now the skirt moves to a degree. The front part here and the back part here don't move at all. They are stationary. However, these little sections and these little sections on the side are on little polycap ball joints, so they move all over the place. They do pop off occasionally, but not enough to complain about it. You can get them enough out of the way to get some variation in posing. The legs, however, are a little disappointing. They only go out about this far, which I guess is fine just because of the skirts getting in the way. They go forward and back as far as the skirts will allow. They bend at the knee, just, a standard 90 degrees, and this little guard here moves a little bit along with it. However, the ankles, while they go forward and back pretty far, the side-to-side movement is really, really limited. They only go out about this far. So flat-footed poses only really extend this far. This is as wide of a stance as he can get while keeping flat feet, which is a little unfortunate. However, for the most part, Gunther Yzelphar just kind of stands there and looks intimidating, so I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. A very, very simple figure, and I really, really like that. I have a philosophy where the more something does, the more can go wrong. And since this guy doesn't really have a lot to him, I think he does most things right. Really, really solid, and again, very, very simple. I really like this guy, and I highly recommend him. I think maybe over Orvane or Valsparos. If you have Dot Phaser, I recommend this guy a lot more, just because, well, not only is he a better LBX, but it's cool to have a rivalry on your shelf. So that is about it, guys, and this is iActuallyX, signing off.